Okay, do you guys remember the property matching card activity where you were given the property and you had to find the definition? And then once you had them matched, you left them in their pairs, and I gave you another envelope and I said, take what's in this envelope and match it with what's already on your desk. Then I gave you a fourth envelope and you had to take what was in that envelope and match it with what you already had. This is set up similar to that. So if you look over on the sideboard, here's your directions written in case you need to resort back to this. You're going to get your first envelope. You're going to match the cards that belong together. So for example, let's say you decide 3 cards in the envelope belong together. We're going to just call that group A, for instance. Let's say that you think these 2 cards go together. We're going to call that group B. These 2 cards go together. That's group C, group D, group E. They don't really have names like that, but I'm just trying to get you to understand that the way you organize it on your desk is really important because there is a lot of cards.
Calm down. Why won't you calm down? It's just a camera.
By the time it's all said and done, your entire desk and table is going to be full of cards. So the best way for me to explain to you on how to organize it, just so you don't have to like move your cards around after you get started, is once you have your pairs, create rows going this way. And what will happen is you may only start with 2 cards, but you can build on to your rows going this way on your desk. And that doesn't make sense, it's all right. There's several of us that can get around you and help you to get your cards organized. So that way, once you get more cards on your tables, it's not a big cluster and a mess. Okay? All right, so back up here to the directions. You first match the cards that belong together. Notice that these rows that I've started here are they're not all equal, right? Okay, that's because some of your groups might not have the same amount of cards in them. You might even find that one of your groups might not have a pair at all. Matter of fact, if that happens, one of us might come up to you and give you a card and say, we want you to write something on this card to match that fraction. Okay? When you think you have everything matched, you're going to raise your hand when you're ready for your next set. And then the next set that you get, the next envelope, you're going to match the new cards with the existing groups. Yep. Does that make sense? Yep. So once you get all these cards matched, and I come over and give you another envelope, or Miss Keiki brings you another envelope, you're not going to clean up what you got. Those are all of your groups that you're going to be working with throughout this entire activity. So when we give you that new envelope, there's no new fractions or new numbers or new groups going to be created. They're already created within the first envelope. You're just going to be adding to the groups that you already have. Okay? All right, so I'm going to give you your first envelope, and if you have any questions, there's only 5 groups, so we should be able to get around to you pretty quickly to see what your questions are. You guys ready to start? Yeah. Okay.
So this is basically just like A, B, B, C, C.
No, not really. Well, you'll see once you get in there and start working with them.
Calm down.
Some of your groups are 2 fractions that are equivalent. Is it? Okay. Sounds like you have it figured out. How about, just to help you get started, could you find the fractions that go with the pictures, just to start you off with something small, so that way you can kind of narrow your focus a little bit. Could you find the fractions that would go with each of these pictures?
Yeah.
That way you can eliminate some of them. See, I see that you're naming some of these fractions, but I don't see these fractions the way you're naming them over here. Are there fractions in this group that are equivalent to the fractions you're naming?
So like what would that reduce to? So 4/6 would reduce to 2/3. So that kind of matches what Roberto has here. So those are probably match,
Where's 4/6?
I think you guys got it under control. I'm going to leave you alone for a little bit, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Those two go together.
Where does that go together?
Is there a way to check it? To see if you're right?
Oh, yeah.
How? How'd you just figure that out? Hold on.
Simplify that.
Okay. So what'd you divide by?
10.
So 5 divided by 10 gave you 1?
No. I don't know. Please guess.
Oh, really? You just guessed, huh?
Okay, so we got one.
Okay. Nolan, do you think he's right? He thinks these two go together.
1/10 of 150?
Yeah. You agree?
Oh, wait. Hang on. I know what it is.
Nolan disagrees with you, by the way.
I'm sorry. Hey, she said that.
I need something that's equivalent to 3/10.
Can you do something calm down?
No, Nolan, remember what I said about the markers. When should the markers be out?
And then they're ready for number 2.
Hey, where'd my orange one go? Where's my orange one?
I don't think it needs that too.
How can we figure out, is there a way we can check to see if this is correct or what these reduce to? I know he's really good with the calculator with those things. So maybe you guys need to be asking Roberto how he does that.
I just washed my hands and I did that.
Yep, it's
hand
it.
sanitizer on my mouth.
Hey, it's it.
See if my book's in the desk.
You can. Why are you with her? Okay, come on in real quick. You stay.
Okay.
You've been there. Haven't checked here. So you have one left over. Okay, so you've got that.
Is it okay if we use your calculator?
Now, let me ask you this. How do you know that these are equivalent? What'd you do to
I did
make sure?
ABC 50 and it's equal to 110.
So you reduced 5/50ths in the calculator. Okay. How do you know 6/8 is equivalent to this picture?
You reduce it in half. You cut it in half, you get 3.
You reduced 6/8 and it gave you 3/4, which matched that picture. Okay. All right, so you've got an extra. What I want you to do with that 3/10 is to write another equivalent fraction on this card.
Write something that's equivalent.
Now, at some point, I'm going to let you take over on something because it looks like these four, since they're close to the cards, I might switch you out with somebody. Yes. Can you what? Yeah. Be quick.
I'm going to give you a
Not a turkey that is
Now, Serena, how did you know that 4/6 matched this picture?
I knew because I broke it down by the one number they're both divisible by. 2.
How are we doing?
Okay.
2 goes into 2 times.
So it goes into 4?
Yes.
Okay, 2 times.
And 6 goes into 2 3 times. So
Do you
a
mean that
fraction is
2?
equivalent to 2
Hold on, let me stop you for just a second. Did you mean that 2 goes into 6? How many times? 3. And then 2/3 is shaded. Excellent. Okay. Bridget, I want you to be in charge, or your group can help you, but I want you to be in charge of writing an equivalent fraction for 3/10. Okay? So you can grab yourself a dry erase marker. Oh, and then I'll come back and check on you, but I'm going to go ahead and give you your next envelope. Now, I will warn you, this is the envelope that takes everyone the longest.
This group's really smart.
I have no worries here. How are you guys doing? Orange. Thank you. All right, let's see. We got it.
Well, that works.
We got it. We got it.
Three.
Got it.
We're looking for 3/10.
3/10. Okay, but you don't have 3/10. But do you remember earlier I said that you might have a card that doesn't have a pair? So guess what? Oh, what's this?
Katie gave it to us.
Oh, okay. So you have to write a fraction, not a picture. You have to write a fraction that's equivalent to 3/10. Okay, and then you'll be ready for your next envelope. So I'm going to set this here. Just envelope.
Yep. So you guys are gonna be. Don't mess this up.
I have one out when she comes back.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you guys got the hard envelope.
Oh, wait, hang on. This is
Yeah.
hard.
Yeah, and I remember these.
I don't know that there's parts of it that are hard, but it actually just takes
wait, hang on, let
it's
me
the
have this one.
longest.
This is
She's trying to get us like frustrated.
Oh, I am?
Wait, I remember these.
This one's a really goofy looking picture. What? How many squares are even shaded in that?
10, 20,
Oh, wait, hang on. Wait, I can find out.
24, 25.
26. No, wait, yeah, 25.
This one you actually have to shade 3/4 on, which good luck with that because, well, you'll see. It's kind of tricky. Nolan,
Okay, once you find it,
I
what
want
do
you
you
to put the
do?
book on my desk, okay? No. There shouldn't be a problem to put it on my desk because you don't need it.
I think once you know this, this is what do I do?
Why?
Okay. Roberto said he has 3/10, but he doesn't know what to do with it. So do you guys have any recommendations for what he can do with his 3/10 picture?
3/10. Oh, we're matching it up with this?
Yeah. Yeah, you already have your groups started. You just have to match the picture with the group. Well, you should already have a group there for
I'm
it.
looking. But I don't see one first. Oh, wait.
Yeah, that's too hard for me.
It's there.
I know, I'm looking.
We all worked on this one. It can't reduce either.
But I want an equivalent fraction, and you gave me, you gave me the equivalent decimal and the equivalent percent, which is correct. But I want an equivalent fraction. How would you do that?
It's not reducible, so it's going to be 3 times.
Okay, so 3/10 doesn't reduce. So what would you do if the fraction is already in reduced form? How do you find another equivalent fraction?
Oh, I didn't think of that.
But I want an equivalent fraction. I'll be there in just a second, okay? Okay, give me 30 seconds. This is my I'm not amused look. I have several people waiting.
Are you serious? I've been waiting like all day.
I'm as serial as they come, buddy.
Oh my gosh, can I just like walk out the door now?
Gee, that sounds like a great idea.
Come on, please. I gotta go bad.
So how do you, okay, it can't be reduced, we already determined that, but how do you find a fraction that's equivalent to 3/10 if you can't reduce it? I'm gonna come back and check on you. Okay, I don't know that I should come over here because you're being rude, but against my better judgment, I'm here.
Will's getting going crazy.
I disagree with this, but I do see why you thought that.
33%.
What is this? 3/4?
Shaded, not unshaded.
66%.
We did awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna show a group this for just a second, okay? Hang tight. Okay, you can't use this fraction, but I'm gonna show you one that is equivalent to 3/10. This is equivalent, you can't use this. But write this fraction on your desk so you can think about how you went from 3/10 to 6/20. You can't use this as your example.
Well, that wasn't me. I don't have a Mexican. I don't live in a house like that. I live in Kentucky. Here we get 20 years this time. 20 years later.
Okay. You guys are cruising right along.
25 square.
All right, your release.
So what fraction would that be?
It's well crazy, Mrs. Smith.
25 of our
Yes, I know it's crazy. Hope you get candy.
At this rate, absolutely not.
Yeah, well, so be careful. So be calm.
Hey, Miss Smith, can you please use the bathroom? I gotta go bad.
Okay, wait until the hall pass returns. I have one person out right now.
You said 3/4 of it?
You're here.
What do you have here?
Okay, which one's really giving you a hard time?
All of them.
Well, actually, this looks pretty easy. Dylan, do you think you can shade 25% for me? I bet you can do that. This one, let's see. I bet this one you can figure out pretty easily. How many are shaded?
I'm trying to figure out where we go.
Okay, he put it here. Do we agree with the picture going with these fractions?
We're done.
Jimmy, do you agree with that this picture belongs here? I'll be over to you girls in just a second, okay? How many?
We've been on set two.
Okay, and you're looking for 1/4. Is there, look at what you already have here. Here's one group, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So just look at your 9 groups that you already have and see which one is 1/4. You said you're looking for 1/4, right? All right. Jimmy, I want you to work on shading 3/4 of this.
What's that one though?
Okay, Angel, I need you to put the marker away because you're not using a card.
3. Wait.
Did you guys have a change of heart or something? She called me over
What do you
here.
mean? There's a match.
Always putting them down.
No, that's harder.
Okay, you have these 2 circles together, but look, they're the same picture, and even though there's
This one represents.
similar, they're not the same. So which one would be representing?
Miss Smith, I have the red version of your pen. Hold on, let me see this one.
Good job on this one. A lot of people have had a hard time with that. How'd you figure that out?
That one?
Yeah.
We might have just guessed. I don't know.
Yes. Isn't that the same as that? 6. This is 1/6. Do we have a 1/6?
How'd you figure it out? Angel, how'd you do this one?
It looked like 75. I was looking at it. I counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I had to flip back. Okay, like.
And what'd you consider this one? The short
Consider
one?
it 6.
So you said
4.
66?
Yeah.
Okay. This one doesn't belong with this. Why wouldn't this one belong with that group?
This one's. Because that one has 3 and that one has 2.
Okay, so where would this one belong then?
Right there, because that's 3/10. Yes, 10 rows. That's 3 rows. I got that.
That one wouldn't be 3. That wouldn't be like.
That's 1/6.
But is there a 1/6 group?
No.
Then do you think it's 1/6? Because the group, this envelope is going to match up with the groups you already have.
Yeah.
So it may be something close to 1/6. I'm not saying you're totally off base, but is there another group that's something similar to 1/6 that it could fit in?
2/6. But that's not really close.
1/6 and 2/6.
It's off. 1/6. 2, 8. Can I erase this?
I'm going to go away and let you guys think about these two.
I'm trying to find where this is.
Michael, what can I do for you?
Yeah, you're my.
Oh my God, there's a videotape. Michael, you are not in this class right now. You need to leave.
Michael, you need to come outside.
Okay, where are we at here, guys?
I know that it's not doing. I just put 3 or 4.
I'm trying to figure out where this one is.
Where's this one go? Are these the ones that aren't placed yet?
Yeah.
And that's
Okay.
Those are confusing.
I need you to put the markers away. Okay, I'm losing you guys. I'm losing you guys. Take the distractions away, put them away. Let's focus. Let's focus on this one.
that's 10 out of 100.
10 out of 100. What is equivalent to 10 out of 100?
110.
Okay, then place it where you think it goes. Okay. What about this one? Jimmy, find where this one goes.
I have no idea.
Well, let's take it one group at a time. Does it belong here? Look at the picture. Okay, does it belong here? Could it belong here? I forget what you have. Let me see what you have. Okay. Is it possible that it could belong here? Well, you didn't say no, so does that mean it's a possibility? Okay. Does it belong here? 3/4. For 3/4, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes shaded out of 10.
Before they get 3, do they have to do anything?
No.
We're good, right? Okay. I need blue 3.
So hold on, we need to look at this shading. 3/4. What's 3/4 of a dollar?
75.
75 cents. Okay. So if I gave you one of these grids with 100 squares, how many squares would you shade? I asked him what. Okay, I asked him what 3/4 of a dollar was. You said
75 cents.
okay. Then I said if I gave you one of these grids with 100 squares in it, you would shade how many?
75.
Okay, but I didn't give you one with 100. I gave you one with 10. So now we can think of these as maybe dimes. Jimmy, wake up, buddy. Wake up. What's this? Okay, now you shaded 8 of them. So how much is 8 dimes? That's hard to see. Make that a little more precise for me because your drawing's a little smudgy. Okay, so how many full strips did you just shade? Okay, he shaded 7 full strips. So how much would that be if these are representing dimes? If these are hello? Hello? Oh, give me 1 second. He shaded 7 of these strips, and I said if the strips are worth 10, if they're a dime. So how much money would that be? It'd be 70 cents. We wanted to shade how much?
75.
Okay, so help him shade the rest of it. I think he's got it. Okay, I'm going to check on this group after. Okay.
This is our third one.
Okay.
How many is there? 5?
This is your last set. Now, if you guys, I want Abby to be the person who places the cards, okay? She places the cards where they go. If you want her to put it somewhere, you need to tell her where to put it.
Orange 3.
That's exactly where I was going. All right, how about you guys? You still need your third set.
We just got finished.
What's in there?
Card. That's our second set.
You just got this one? Oh, you guys better book it.
Here, put these away before you mix them.
No, we're leaving these here.
Oh, okay.
You leave them there. So get them all set up so where you can see your groups.
I cut the other group. What did we? 16. They really confused me on the last one.
Hey, we all got confused.
What happened? What happened here? Because you have your thing set up.
We couldn't multiply by 2 because like if we multiplied it by 2, we would have got the number that you showed us, 6/20th.
So you ended up multiplying by what? 3. Could you have multiplied by 10?
Yes.
Could you have multiplied by 99?
Yeah.
So you had a lot, you had an infinite amount of choices to write an equivalent fraction. All right. Now, so that we're not quite so overwhelming here, why don't you pick out all the circles and all of you place the circles first, okay? Start with just the circles and go through them one at a time to decide which group it goes in. It's going to go in one of these groups, okay? It's not going to be a new group on its own. One circle at a time. Look at one circle at a time.
All of these cards should go across right here.
Each one is going to go in. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to have a circle for all of them. I'm just saying that it will go into one of the groups, okay? I'll be back to check on you in about 2 minutes, okay?
Stuck on the desk. Can't get them out, Smith.
I want you out in the hallway.
What?
Meet me in the hallway.
You get in the hallway. You gotta take the desk with you.
Okay, I got one for you. Hang on, wait. Wait, where'd that one go?
I asked you to meet me in the hallway. Leave the cards there. Okay. Your groups are a little disorganized. Can we get the groups organized for the ones that you know? So I can tell which ones are with what.
And then 100% is whole. 75%
Okay. All right, so the ones that you're trying to place, why don't we look at one card at a time and decide which group it belongs with, okay? So far, you're good to go. What you have placed so far, you're good on.
This 66 or 99. So what'd you figure
I disagree with this. So obviously I take that back. I can see why you think that. I'll be back. Okay, do you guys got this under control?
Yeah.
You're doing one at a time and it's not overwhelming?
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on just 1 second. All right, I'll be there in just a second. Excuse me.
We are so confused.
It's already been triple carry.
You guys are good?
Okay, hang tight for me. Okay, you need to fill out the sheet.
For what?
Read all the directions on the sheet and on the clipboard. You can join the class when you're done.
Do not open it.
Ah, that's so funny.
We were gonna put it in the USA.
Excuse me. Hang tight.
They've been throwing. I want some little control.
That's great. Does that mean that this would be a long activity and it looks like some of you are getting restless? Here's what I need from you. I need you to remain in your seat. You're not to wander around the room. You're to remain in your seat. I know that you've had long classes today. I know that it's been a different schedule. I understand that. But there's only one group that's done, and I gave them directions on what to do. The other groups aren't finished, so there would be no reason why I should see people wandering about the room. If you are struggling with cards, you need to keep working at it or ask questions. Don't just give up. I see some of you that just, oh, I don't know this, I'm just gonna do something else, which I don't know what the something else involves because you don't have anything else to work on. Okay, that's not an option. You can do this. Kids have been doing it all day long. I'm talking.
We're done.
So now we've got.
Now I'm gonna go to another group because that was rude. You can wait. All right, where are you guys at? That one's a hard one. So it looks like it is less than this one. But it's more than that one.
So 60%, 60 or 65%.
Okay, so if that's the case, then which one, what group do you already have that would be something around 60 or 65%?
Definitely not a fifth.
They're about 46.
You check for 6.
You didn't mention anything about the fact that you had your feet in your desk.
Can I go to the bathroom? Do we have encore in the bathroom?
You've already asked to go get a drink. No. Okay.
Miss Katie told us this.
She said this is all right? Okay. Where's your 1/5 at? You haven't labeled your 1/5. It says label 1/5. Where would 1/5 go?
Oh, on the thing? Oh, it wasn't. I think it's right there. No, 1/5 would be right here. Oh, label 1/5.
Get the marker. Is there supposed to be 10 there?
No, we couldn't train. We have to choose the last
That's not 1/5.
How do you know that? Because you think it's not, you think it is. So instead of like just saying yes, yes it is, no it's not. Why don't you try to convince each other of why you think that?
I would agree with
That's a 0. 1, 2. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. You just said 1. 0, 1, 2 tenths. Or 1/5.
If I have
Here's the card. We're supposed to take them down. I'm finished. We're supposed to keep them up.
Okay. Did you erase all of the cards that you wrote on?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Put that in the basket over on that table. Okay. Back to the 1/5 saga.
Is that your card?
Oh, yes it is. Yeah, you can give it to her. Thanks, Angel. Who still disagrees that it's 1/5? Right there.
I still don't understand because isn't that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Isn't there like 10 in all this? So
Okay. So if you were going to take the whole,
There's 2 tenths. See, 2 tenths, it goes 1/5.
oh,
And there's 1, 2, and then there's 10.
okay, I understand.
but you know what would help, China, is if you took from 0 to 1 and cut it into 5 sections.
Split every 2.
Okay. So would that make sense that 1/5 would fall there? Okay. All right. So I want you to erase what's on all of your cards. Anything that you wrote on the card, I want you to erase. And where's your, this is your blank card? Let's see, can we
put it up there?
okay. I want you to separate them into 1. Cards that have 1, cards that have 2, cards that have 3, cards that have 4 on them, and put them in the right envelope. Be very careful when you're putting them in piles.
The 4 is that 1.
Okay, will you guys raise your hand when you're finished? Keep this one separate. Brain set. set. They're done.
Look at there. Where we found burgers. One third.
Pink set. Didn't you have pink?
Yeah.
Why am I holding your fourth envelope?
Man, there's another envelope and he said we were done.
Oh, they put all the threes. Oh, that's... The last people who cleaned this up didn't do it right. They put all the threes in the number 4 envelope.
And before,
That's why I thought you were... Well, the good thing is that this was the easiest set, so I'm pretty confident that you would have been fine with this. So I'm not going to have you put them all back out because that would be too much work. Okay? Thanks, Miss Smith. You are so nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Give us a high five.
That's a low 5. Hold on.
since we're the first one done, do we get candy?
No, Will.
Yeah. We were the first ones done, but we didn't. Doesn't matter. She didn't come over to us. But you checked mine first. So?
Angel, I want you to come work with this group.
Oh, don't say Abby. Who dare? You should leave me here. I talk too much.
Abby, I want...
I talk too much.
Okay, what work are you missing? Check up on the board.
I finished.
Julie, I want you to work with this group.
I turned that in.
China, I want you to work with this group. Okay?
We never erased it.
No. We have like 30 minutes left.
Then we have like an hour class.
1:18 today.
Oh, I'm sorry. What time is our class? Can I erase my name because I turned it in? I gave it to you, and then you said that you would erase it. I never did.
Okay, that's fine. And then, do you have a book with you?
No, I brought at school. I mean,
Okay, where's your math folder?
my math folder is there, but I'm at work.
Okay, you should have work in it. Math work, your folder work that I've put, oh, I'm sorry. All the folder work that I've put in your folders, there should be folder work in there.
No, because when you took my folder,
No, I didn't. No, it's not. I don't like when people blame stuff on me that it's not me. Okay, how are they doing over here?
That was no dare.
This one's hard.
It looks just like that one's over there.
that's more than 5.
How many?
There's 6.5 colored in.
Something that's close to 6.5 of those. So what would that be equivalent to? 6.5 out of 10. That's out of 8. Look at. No, wait a second. I'm looking at this picture and I'm looking at this picture and something's not right.
Yeah, Jimmy pretended the eraser was a tech deck, then he just flew it all over the place and messed it all
Tristan, were you asked to sit there? You need to be over working with your group.
This one goes there.
Out of all days for you to cop this attitude. That's fine. We can deal with it later. Sierra, why are you standing there?
Because you didn't sign me a group thing.
Okay. Folder work in your math folder, that's what you can be doing. Really?
Sorry.
Let me count the ways. Spit your gum out.
What do you think?
Is that a t-shirt that you have on? Okay, take your hoodie off and wrap it around your waist because you have a hole right there in your jeans.
10 total, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
And then don't huff and puff when I ask you to do folder work. Where's your folder work? And do we sit on the desk? Yes.
They're not talking
Your
about
folder work. You know the folder work that I have in your folder? Okay, what do you mean show her? Where's yours? You don't even know where yours is.
I know, but I know what it looks like.
Where is yours?
I don't know.
Okay, you guys can work on it together, but you're working on the work. All right, guys, there's a problem here. Where'd it go?
That one goes there. I checked it.
Oh. Oh.
The 6 divided by 8, 75%, and then 3 divided by 4,
This and this.
75%.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's more accurate.
You say this. How many are shaded here?
4.
Save the ends for last.
How many are shaded there?
5.
Okay, Jimmy, and only Jimmy. Where does that go? If 5 of them are shaded, where is that going to go? Okay. All right, you guys are ready for your next.
Mr. Craven said nobody bid on this, so.
I will. I'll bid on it.
Okay.
Bid on it.
Nope.
I didn't mean to do that. I like suckers though.
Okay, I'm losing patience with some people in the room right now. You're 2 of them. Okay, I see these 2 working. I see you sometimes working. And Jimmy, you're doing a real good job of keeping him off task. The only time you've done anything is when I specifically asked you to place a card, and then after that, you're... Okay, but see, when I've asked you to place a card, you place it correctly. So that to me doesn't mean that you don't get it. I think you're choosing to not. You're saying you don't get it.
I get the easy ones, like some are easy, but I just don't know.
Okay, so then you find the ones that you know and you do those.
I did all the ones. Would that be right?
Oh, percents. I'm good at percents.
Okay, let's not keep the pile over here by just you. Remember, you have a group
I know where
here.
that goes.
How are you guys doing over here?
Good. Okay.
Is Angel being helpful?
Yeah.
What's that say? Oh.
What?
How many are here?
That's row is 10 squares or 10.
I was right about that.
Squares
See,
are
I thought
10
that
squares.
110.
10 squares are colored and out of 100 squares, which is equal to a 10.
Don't tell us. I figured it out. Actually, she did. I'm writing a brother.
This has a bunch of 6s and 7s.
Yeah, it's cool.
So I'm guessing that goes in 4, 6.
4, 6.
Is there any more?
Sierra, what are you doing? No, you have a dry erase marker out. No, you work it out on your paper because it says to show work. So how are you going to show the work if it's on your desk?
I saw that.
I mean, like, do we really have to write out all the numbers?
This one's pretty.
Right there. I checked it.
How'd you check it? What do you mean?
I did 2 divided by 6, and then I got a bunch of
2 divided by 6, and you got a bunch of 3s. Okay, how did you determine this then?
That goes up here.
You got this. You totally got this.
I know how to do it.
I like percents.
Yeah, you guys are doing good. And the only ones that you guys are struggling with are the ones that everybody struggles with. So that's, I mean, Jimmy, you said that you don't know them all. That's fine. That's why we're doing this, is to figure out these harder ones.
2 8 is equivalent to 1 4.
Do we have any cards left? Are you guys ready for your last set?
Yeah.
Who's this blue? Oh, purple. Green. Green. You are ready for your last set.
Finally, you're placing on my desk.
Oh no.
What?
You're serious, right?
Oh, yay, I guess. What? Have fun, Ethan.
Okay, now, hold on. This really isn't that hard. This says 3 times n. Now remember, whatever n is, that's what n is here. So like, let's say n is 5. That's 5, and then what's 3 times 5?
100.
No. This is, let's say n is 5. That would be 5 over what's 3 times 5. No, you're not figuring out what n is.
So where do you put it then?
15.
If you don't know what n is, where do you put it?
Okay, I get that, but you're working.
15.
I have a question.
Julie, where's your folder work? Okay, that's what you're working on.
These are easy.
These are.
What I was doing is I was writing it all. I was gonna write all my work on your after, so I have to keep erasing.
That's fine if you're using the marker to actually work, not write notes and not draw pictures. Okay.
This one looks
This one's a
hard.
hole.
This one looks hard.
Okay, see? See? Does this make sense?
Yes.
Where does that go then? Dylan, where would this one go?
Anywhere.
If n is 3, that means n has to be 3 here.
So it's a hole.
Okay. If n was 10, that means n is 10 here.
Anywhere.
So pretty much anywhere.
If I had any number and it was the same on the top and the bottom, there's only one place that can fit.
The arrow is there.
What fraction is the number the same on the bottom and the top? Okay, so can that go anywhere?
No. So it's one hole. Can you make
Okay.
your handle quick and...
That's a
You can
big
put it
one.
right here.
Oh,
There.
I didn't see that.
There.
I didn't know we could do that. This one's pretty hard. That's like
How many sections are there between the 0 and the 1?
10.
Okay.
So
4
I'm gonna
tenths.
0.
That's 4 tenths.
That's not 4 tenths. Look at that. That's right. There's so 3 and 0 and
It's 3.
What would this be?
3.5. 1, 2.
Okay, so what would 2.5 be? What fraction or which of these pictures or percents or decimal would be equivalent to 2.5 on this number line? Okay, notice how he's telling you to stop?
I was getting my gold back.
I don't want another excuse.
I was getting my gold back.
Okay, you just gave me another excuse. What would 2.5 be? Now, there's a lot of cards here, so you need to be able to section them. You've got the 3/10 group. You've got the whole group. You've got the 2/3 group. You got the 3/4 group, the 1/4 group, the half group, the third group, the 5th group, and the 10th group. So which one of those would go with 2.5? There's 10 sections. You got 2.5 out of 10.
Not there.
Would it go with the 3/10?
This goes in a half.
2.5 out of 10. Is that the same as 3/10? Is it the same as a whole? Is it the same as 2/3? 2.5 out of 10. What about 3/4?
This is 7.5.
What about 1/4?
This is 7.5.
Okay.
I think so.
Hang on. Those are all.
Okay, think about this. If this number line, look here, guys. If this number line was $1, look here means your eyeballs are looking at me, buddy. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm doing this for your good. And I spent a lot of time putting this together to help kids that need help on it. Humor me and act like you're enjoying yourself.
Roberto, what's 7.5?
If this were $1, which coin would represent each of these lines? There's 10 of them. Which coin would represent each of these lines? This is $1. there are 10 sections. Which coin would represent each of the 10 sections? A dime. There's a dime, and now we got a half of a dime. How much money would that be? How much?
5, 25.
I still didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
25.
Okay, you have one. Remember, the 0 starts here. You're not counting this.
Yeah, that goes there.
Okay, which of these groups is representing 25 out of 100? Or 25 cents out of $1? Okay, place
I'll
it.
label 1/3.
Good job, Jimmy.
Was this the 75 one you said? Was this the 7.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Jimmy just got that one, so I'm going to let him do this one. Use the same idea you just did with that last one.
Go there.
I need to figure out which one.
He'll finish.
You're all finished? Wow.
That's awfully pretty.
Let me see here.
They're wrong.
They're not.
I know. They're right.
Where's the mark on this one? I can't see. Oh, okay. Why'd you make these little half marks?
Make it double it. Make it 20. Because it's in the middle.
Oh. So how'd you know where the mark was out of the 20? Because I don't see a fraction that has a denominator of 20.
Because it was 10, but we split it in half because there was in the middle of it. Yeah.
Okay. So out of 20, what did the dot tell you? I mean, like, I guess I'm having a hard time understanding how the half marks helped you. Who placed that one? Okay. So just walk me through your thought process. I'm not saying.
Katie did this one. Yeah, she told us it sets in the middle. We should like split it to 20, so we counted like how many was up to there.
What fraction did you get?
I mean,
15, 20 is
yeah, 15, 20.
And then you simplified it. Oh, okay. Miss Kiki gave you that idea? That's interesting. I hadn't even thought about it like that. Do you guys have any questions about any that you were unsure about?
It's kind of easy.
What about, did you guys have a hard time with these at first?
Yeah, but she explained it that N was 2 and then we.
Could N be 5 and would it still work?
Could be any of them. Couldn't it?
Okay, so if it were 5, what would the fraction be here then?
15.
5 fifteenths. Do we agree with that? Because you said 5/3.
Yeah.
Okay, where's the 15 coming from that they're saying? Why are they saying 15? But how do you get 15? Okay, 3 times 5 gives us 15, and that's just 5. So 5 fifteenths, does that reduce to 6?
Don't eat their copying. Are they right? No, don't.
Does 5 fifteenths reduce to 2/6 or 1/3? If this were 10, what about 10 over 30? Would that reduce to 1/3?
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Nolan, I'm going to put you in charge of erasing all the cards that have writing on them. Okay? Tristan, you're in charge of finding the card that is blank. I need the blank card. The 3 of you, Roberto.
Blank card.
China, you weren't even in this group, so you can go back and work on folder work.
Blank card.
Hannah and Roberta, you guys are in charge of sorting these into 1, 2, 3, and 4 cards. The ones that have 1s on them, the ones that have 2s on them, 3s and 4s, and put them in the right envelope.
Before you pass. Ms. Smith has to ask you a question.
We're not done yet, so no. Bye-bye. Have fun with cake.
With cake?
Yeah, you get to go eat cake.
What?
Then we take and then we'll call you.
Okay.
That's 10%.
I want to have some conversations with the entire class, so I'm going to have you guys go ahead and clean up. And some of the questions I was going to ask you, I'm going to address with the whole class, so you're not going to miss out on those questions, okay? All right. I want you to be in charge of erasing all the cards that have writing on them. Okay? You're in charge of sniffing out the one that is blank. I need the blank card. Let's make sure we don't have any runaway cards.
Are we missing some?
No, I saw this one about to slip through the desk. Perfect. So I just want to make sure we hadn't lost any others.
Right here.
Who labeled this? Who labeled that?
Hi, Angel. And then Serena did that one. I don't know what she did.
I didn't do that. I did.
What is he supposed to represent again?
1/3.
Is that right?
Well, here's the thing. We're going to be talking about this one and this one as a class. You guys are definitely going to want to listen to the explanation of this, okay?
I'm sorry.
All right. Here's what I want you to be in charge of. I want you to go ahead and erase all the cards that have writing on them. When you guys find the blank one, give that back. The rest of you go ahead and start sorting the cards, all the ones together, all the twos, all the threes. Get back to your original seat. Wherever your assigned seat is, I want you to move back to that seat. Cards. Give me just a second. All right. Waiting for everybody's attention because I don't want to have this conversation if I'm missing out on somebody.
Can we go on?
We're waiting on Miss Smith to start talking.
Okay. And you can see what I'm doing up on the smartboard, but I'm going to address some of the number lines that I noticed several groups had a hard time with, and you guys are not the first class that got these confused. That's why I want to make sure we talk about this. This was the first one that you guys labeled pretty easily. If you look between 0 and between 1, we want to know I want to know what fraction this number line, and the dot's right here, and I don't want you blurting out any answers.
I'm sorry. I had to spend it.
So a lot of you easily were able to put this one in the correct group. So let's start with one that I know you were successful at. And I want Hannah to tell me where she placed it. What group did you place this number line with? Okay, she said 1/2. I'm going to write what she said. Okay, thumbs up or thumbs down if you agree or disagree where she put this with the half group. I don't see all thumbs. Okay, Nolan, you can put the book back on my desk because I never told you that you could get the book back. Okay, well then, here's what I saw a lot of groups do. Actually, I don't know if a lot of groups in here did this, but a lot of groups in my last period did this. They labeled this one, where it says label 1/5. They labeled the 1/5 in the same spot that they labeled the half. Is that possible?
No. No. Wait. I don't know. No.
Okay, Will, I need you to go stand out in the hallway so that we can have a conversation without you interrupting it. I know, it's a bummer. So this got a lot of people. Does anybody have a clever way of explaining whether this would be right or wrong and how? And I bet that if you came back here and maybe drew on the number line, explaining it would be a little easier. Does anybody want to come back and do that? I saw some of you doing it at your tables. Who's brave enough to come back and explain to the class how you know this is correct or incorrect? No one. I got no one? Well, this is what I'm going to leave you with to think about, and I'm going to randomly call on somebody to do this as the warm-up the next time we're here. So be thinking about if you agree or disagree with this and why.